From Anaheim to Hollywood to San Diego, California, and all across America, it's always a great day to make a new friend on the Dean Olson radio program, and I'm hoping to do just that with my very special featured guest today. The gentleman you're seeing on the screen with me is Jeffrey Sitkov, founder and president of Doors of Change, which is a nonprofit organization making a difference in the lives of homeless youth since 2001 in San Diego County. Currently, some Hollywood names have joined in the cause, including actors Anson Williams and Lucy Arnaz, and three-time Grammy-winning artist Ben Harper will headline the latest concert of hope to help homeless youth through the Doors of Change. You can get more information at doorsofchange.org. It is my pleasure to welcome with open arms my featured guest, Jeffrey Sitkov.
Thank you, Dean, so much for having me.
So where are you located there, Jeffrey?
In San Diego.
Okay, you are in San Diego. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Right there where the action is, right where you do your work. In.
Exactly. Yeah. Doing it 22 years.
Oh, that's great. There must be some facts and things that you probably have stats that those are a little too hard for me to go into, so I figured I'd let you take the wheel on that one so you can tell me all these things. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we've helped over 2,700 youth get housing in the last 22 years. We've helped 23,000 kids, but 2,700 get housing, which is a big deal. Our new program that we had since COVID, it's been the most successful we've ever done in 22 years. We never thought it'd be like this, but it's been very successful, and we're breaking records the last 3 years.
So since 2001, that's what caused you to start this, or was it a joint effort at the time, or was this all brainchild of what you wanted to do?
Yes, I'm the founder and president. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for 22 years to get kids off the streets. And, I went on outreach one night, and that really changed my life. I had no idea they were homeless kids. But when I saw how they got the kids off the streets and befriended them and, allowed trust with the youth, I said, I got to help them. It's been 22 years.
I feel for that. San Diego area is you'll see the problem in so many cities. I see it in Orange County over here. I see it in LA, downtown.
Yes. Yeah.
In all the major metro cities you see around the country. But San Diego, I was just down there a couple weekends ago. My daughter lives down there in Chula Vista, and we went downtown, and you see it. You see it all over the place. I remember my wife and I going downtown near the gas lamp district, maybe about 8 years ago, and I shouldn't be shocked, but there were just rows and rows of encampments, tarps, and tents, and mostly adults. But I didn't see a lot of youth, and that's always something that I think about: is the babies, what goes to and the little ones that the parents have to take care of. But you go for a specific age group, 17 to 25.
The transitional age youth between 17 and 25 are the most underserved of the entire homeless population. However, if you gain their trust, they have the greatest chance of breaking the cycle of homelessness of anybody, because they haven't been on the streets that long. They're not so mentally ill. They're not so addicted. And so we've gotten 2,700 of them off the streets, and it's very possible to do that. But you've got to gain trust with them first. Yeah.
Well, Doors of Change is are you like a physical building that they can come to, or do you reach out to them and invite them? How does this all work for them?
We usually, for 18 years, we had an award-winning music and art program that we had with a facility in Ocean Beach. And since COVID, we had to close it. And but we started going in the streets double the amount of times to do outreach, putting up these posters, which the kids can see them, and they read what is on them and what the services we offer. Excellent. And they start calling us, and we've been swamped with kids calling us to get help, which is a great problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. But wow. I mean, it's a sobering thought when you think, because, this has been in our consciousness for so many years now, since, 70s to 80s, it became even more prevalent. Comic relief was one of those things that really brought it up to the level where the whole nation was looking at this kind of problem that was going on around, and putting a face to the vagrants, the bums they used to call them back then. Yeah. So, but now Why doesn't this problem go away, Jeffrey? I don't understand. You can do what you can, right, on your small sphere, right, in San Diego area.
Yes, we have. I mean, it doesn't go away because the parents are so screwed up. They're addicted to drugs. They're, alcoholics, mentally ill. 40% of the youth nationally that are homeless youth, the transitional age youth, are LGBTQ plus. So when they tell their parents they're gay, they kick them out of the house. So will this ever go away? It's not going to go away because the parents are so screwed up. They're causing the kids to go on the streets because it's safer to live on the streets than it is in their home.
Okay, so you're saying that a lot of these LGBTQ plus youth, they come from a home that's already established, a family, and they kicked out, so they're basically on the street through no fault of their own. The parents did it to them. So it isn't like the entire family's out there, just those right there.
Just them. They get kicked out by their parents. 40% nationally of the 3.5 million youth that are homeless in America today are LGBTQ plus, and they get thrown out by their families. And the other, 60% come from such dysfunctional families, it's not safe to be in the house.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are just those little things that I don't think the average person would, you almost are desensitized because it's always right in front of your face. Whenever you drive down the street, there's always in anybody's neighborhood, you're going to find, you go to one side of town and there they are. And you don't know sometimes what to think of, it's almost like you're detached from them. You want to help them. However, what do? You donate to organizations, you can volunteer your time and all this stuff. But when you see them there, I have to admit, you feel a little helpless because you can't just give them some food and money and think that you've solved their problem.
That's correct. Yeah. And, I'll tell you something. Trust is everything. Once a kid trusts you, like when they call up after they see these and they call up and say, what can you do to help me? And we respond immediately, 24/7 coverage. So when a kid calls us at 2 a.m, we're there to pick up the phone. That's very rare to see that because a kid needs you now. They don't need you 2 years, 2 days from now, a week from now, 12 hours from now. They want to talk now, and we're there to talk with them. And because we do it so quickly, and then when we say, let's get together and meet, we get there on time. We do it the next day. Yeah. So, because the immediacy of that, the youth trust us quicker than I've ever seen before in 22 years.
Yeah, because now you're a reliable friend to the rescue,
Yes.
Or just a helping hand up.
Exactly. And, when they ask for services, they're actually asking, can I get some mental health services? I know I need some help. They never did that 20 years ago. But now, we've been continuing every year to increase the number of mental health referrals. And these kids need mental health referrals because about 83% of them are mentally ill or some capacity that they're, whether they have bipolar, schizophrenic, anxiety, depression, all these things. If you're on the streets, you're going to have something.
Right. And where you're going to go to treat it or to get some help, you're not just going to be able to walk into any doctor or a hospital or center to take care of this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we give them, the tools to help themselves. Whatever they need, we do whatever we can to get them to help themselves. And eventually we would like them to get housing as soon as they can. But mentally, if they're not mentally, set, that they're going to have a failed situation unless they take care of the mental illness first or the mental health first, which is very important. Psychologists, psychiatrists, and we get them then into the housing, and then they stay in the housing, and then they get jobs, and then they stay off the streets. But you've got to help them to help themselves.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. Noble work. I'm telling you, you got to devote yourself to it. So it's a pretty incredible subject to discuss, and there has to be some lightheartedness when you find some success stories. I know there's somebody that you have in here. Her name is Justine Bethel. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about this woman or this young woman.
Sure. This shows you. When I met Justine, she looked like this. And she
how old was she, Jeffrey? I'm sorry.
16.
Okay.
16. And she was so depressed that She did not look at me in the eye for 2 months. I've never had that happen before.
That's a long time.
She was so depressed. She was on suicide. She tried to kill herself twice.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
so she finally came up to me and wanted to do our music and art program. That really turned her life around. And, you know, she's an incredible lady. What she's done when she first, this is what she looked like when she was first homeless.
Oh, I see. Yeah. A little bit of a glare, and I'm in the picture too. Let me jump out of it. So yeah, I can see her. Yeah, that's
Is that better? And then, you know, she started looking like this.
okay.
Okay. And then she started looking like this when she started making jewelry from our music and art program.
Really?
And actually for 18 years now, she actually sold the jewelry and put her through school. And this is her now.
Interesting. Here, drop that picture just a tad. There you go. Now I see her. Oh, wonderful. Such a transformation just in the look, you know?
Yes. And here's the latest one right here. We're very proud of this. She just graduated law school.
Oh, wow. What school was that she went to?
In Santa Barbara.
Oh, who attended were you part of attending the ceremony, or did?
Oh, are you kidding? I don't miss it.
Yeah, that's what I was you're proud of somebody who's, you know, a success story, a Rocky story, as I heard somebody put it.
It really is. And, you know, she's had the biggest turnaround of probably anybody we've seen, going from suicide now to graduating law school. And it just shows all the donors there that, listen, if you make donations, they really make a difference. They really, you know, do they cause a positive effect on someone? Mm-hmm. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of youth we work with now that are getting positive results. And their donations allow us to be able to fund increased amount of workers because we're growing. We're seeing more kids. We've doubled the amount of youth we're seeing now. We're seeing about 100 kids a month. That's a lot of youth.
It is a lot of youth.
And so we appreciate it.
What other programs? You had the art and music program. What other things are there available if they're not interested in that type of thing?
Well, we actually have closed the art and music program. And when we were going to reopen it, what we found with COVID is that these kids have spread out tremendously. They still are spread out. They're afraid of getting COVID because if they do, they could die. They have a very bad immune system. You know, they're not vaccinated. And so they're prime people. So these youth spread out. They used to be together, clumps of kids. We don't see that anymore. And because of that, we don't have enough kids in one area concentrated to have a successful program. So we went to this homeless youth advocacy program, and we've never had better results in 22 years. And what we've done is we've doubled the amount of outreach workers on the streets to put up these posters. And these posters, I'm telling you, are saving these kids' lives.
Yeah. We talked about the posters. Yeah. Where do you end up putting these? Where are good locations to target so that they see this readily? Right there in front of their face as they're on the street, or?
That's a great question, Dean. We put them in where we feel they're going to go. Bathrooms, the libraries. They go to the libraries to be able to charge their phones, go to the restroom, you know, so they go to, a lot of them go to libraries. We go to fast food restaurants where they're going to get like a McDonald's or a Burger King or something like that, you know, Jack in the Box. And we put them there. And so when they see these, I mean, obviously, they're calling in now in the last year or two. It's just amazing the amount of kids have called in when they see the poster and find out what we can do to help them. And that's how we've been able to do it.
Good.
So,
well, it's getting results. I mean, you designed that properly, so they got their attention, you know.
It really does. I mean, I was surprised because the music and art program was so fantastic. But this program now, the Homeless Youth Advocacy Program, the youth have to call us. So it's not us going to them. They're actually coming to us. That's a huge thing. When they can come to us saying, I want help, you know?
Yes.
So.
Wow. And you are a 501c3 organization, and I assume nonprofit, right? So that
correct.
Where do the funds come from? I suppose one of them that you could talk about is a concert for Hope that you're going to sponsor, right?
Yes. I mean, let's talk about the concert first, and we'll talk about the other streams of how we raise money.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things we found, Dean, is that people would rather go to a concert than a gala, you know? So music has always been a very big part of what we do. And so we've been blessed to have many, many concerts over the years of very big groups. Last year was Three Dog Night, and then this year is Ben Harper. And Ben Harper is a 3-time Grammy winner. Some people say, I don't know who Ben Harper is. Spotify him, you'll see his amazing voice.
That's very different. Yeah, he's been around some time now. Yeah, he's kind of a veteran of the biz now. So
it's been about 25 years.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Even to some of these youth, they probably they're learning about him for the first time, as well as Three Dog Night. They go, "Who's that?" You know,
yes.
these older guys.
Yes, and we'll have some of the youth at the concert. If someone's interested in going to help and say, "Listen, it's not right to have homeless youth in our community," I want to take a stand. It's going to be at the UCSD Epstein Family Amphitheater. It's brand new this year. It's right on the campus of UCSD in La Jolla.
Okay.
It's outside. And we have a Whitney Shea band she's won many awards. She's a blues redhead. She kicks butt. Very powerful. And she's going to be opening the show. But for them to see Ben Harper solo, it's going to be amazing. And, we're going to have Justine is going to speak at this, by the way, because every year we have one youth speak at the concert. And she's going from the streets from 12 to 16, now a graduate of law school. She's going to talk about how she did that. It's going to blow people's minds.
Yeah, we haven't seen Ben Harper do this yet, but I mean, in past concerts, do the artists or the bands communicate with the audience where it relates to the message that you're going to carry? You know, do they have some things to say?
Yes. They usually always say that what this cause is very important, and the organization has been great. I've noticed it. I've looked it up, whatever.
Yeah.
People, by the way, can get tickets at doorsofchange.org. Doors is plural. Doorsofchange.org. But you're going to have a phenomenal time listening to Justine, hearing Ben Harper, hearing Whitney Shea Band. It's really it's a tremendous cause. Last year, people say, does it really make a difference? As a result of last year's money that we raised from Three Dog Night, we were able to shatter our record of homeless housing more than any time in 22 years by 188 youth increase. Yeah. We housed 349 youth as a result of last year's concert. I hope and pray we can even do more this year. And if people come and say, take a stand, it's not right, you're going to make a huge difference and help these kids have a life that they deserve with hard work.
Excellent. Oh, what an exciting project I was going to say you're part of. Of course you're part of it. You founded the thing, but it's good work. And the sources for the fundraising can't just come from concerts. Did you have other means to raise money?
Absolutely. We have a thing called the Angel Team. The California Angels, when they heard about what we're doing for homeless kids, made an exception and let us trademark the name Angel Team. Really? And so for $11 a month, one is Angels. So for a minimum of $11 a month, you can be a donor, and it'll be an automatic, deduction. And to have 1,000 people doing $11 or $50 or $100 or $500, whatever it is, that together helps us fund. So we actually raised enough money this past year to have a second full-time case manager. And also we double the amount of outreach workers. That's going to help bring in more youth to get them off the streets. So that's another way we raise money by the Angel Team.
Oh, great.
The third way we raise money is we do grants. We've been successful getting grants. The fourth way is one of my favorites. Billy Joel was the first angel that liked the vision I had 22 years ago and said, Jeffrey, I'll sign a keyboard. And since he signed a keyboard, he talked to Elton John about it within 3 or 4 months after that. And Elton said, I'll sign a keyboard also. So to have the two of them on board, it gave credibility to our organization that for the other musicians, this is an organization you can trust. It's hard to trust today, but thank goodness that they did, because from that, the Rolling Stones, Carlos Santana, The Who, Aretha Franklin, James Taylor, Tony Bennett, who just passed today.
True.
Many people have helped us by buying memorabilia. You can do it on our website, doorsofchange.org.
Doorsofchange.org. Yeah.
Yes. Or come to the concert. You can buy it there too.
Excellent. I gave a little silence there to let that sink in a little bit, folks. It's so great. Just a curiosity, what becomes of the keyboard that was signed by those two? Do you keep it as an inspiration, or does it go up for auction for money, or what happens with
Sure.
that? Yeah.
Well, we've sold thank God, a lot of memorabilia, a lot of guitars, a lot of keyboards over the years. Elton John and Billy Joel alone have done 10 keyboards for us.
Oh, wow.
And so all these other people, Rolling Stones, sent me 2 of their guitars. They were touched by what we're doing, and we sold them. We sold them all. But I do have some stuff in the website right now, doorsofchange.org, that people see it and they say, I want to buy it before our auction.
Yeah.
You can buy it, and it's definitely used to save lives. Most of these people, Dean, they don't play the instruments. I see you've got a guitar behind you. They don't play the instruments, but they put them up on their walls, and it reminds them of saving homeless kids and helping the world.
Wow. So Justine Bethel wasn't the only success story you had there, Jeffrey. Who else? I know there are other success stories you have on your site, and probably some that you could tell me about right now.
Yes, we have several success stories. Yeah. And what the success stories do is they actually are role models for the other homeless youth to follow. They give them hope that they can break the cycle of homelessness. They also give you, a donor, say, listen, that donation really can save these kids' lives. So one of them is Tyler. Here's Tyler right here, the heavier set kid right here.
Right on the end there.
So when I met Tyler, he was homeless because his mom was a meth addict. She loved him, but she was an addict. And she went through all the money, and the family was on the streets. And Tyler actually stayed under the Imperial Beach Pier in San Diego for 4 years, from 12 years old to 16 years old. And so he would tell me all these times that the worst thing is I'm sleeping, and all of a sudden a high tide would come up and soak me, and I had nowhere to go. So he literally did it for 4 years. And when he met us, the music program also made a huge difference in his life. And from there, he started trusting us. And he came up to me and said, Jeffrey, will you buy a guard car for me? I want to be a security guard. And because he was such a giving person, helping the other youth, we said, Tim, we're going to do this. So what he did, he actually started going up, working for Elite Security, which is the biggest security system company in San Diego. They do the Padres, they did the Chargers, all the stuff, the concerts. So he kept rising and rising and rising, and to the point where he worked at.
Look at that. Suit and tie and ready to rock the biz there, the security biz.
Yeah.
What stadium is he in there? Is it
Petco Park?
There he is at Petco Park. Okay.
Yes. And you know that he won the Employee of the Year award in front of 25,000 people at Petco Park. I was down on the grass with him and crying my eyes out, but he won in front of 25,000 people. And then he left there. From those connections, he met someone in AMR, the ambulance service, the National Ambulance Service.
Yes. And
he's now a supervisor in charge of getting ambulances across the city to save lives. So these kids are just amazing, amazing Rocky stories. And together, we can make a difference together. So if you're listening, you say, I'm touched by this, please take action. If you don't take action, it's not going to make a difference. So take action, be an Angel team member. Go to our website at doorsofchange.org and see what else you can do. But the most important thing is take action so we can together get more kids like Tyler and Justine off the streets.
Excellent. Wow. Great points that you make on this thing, and great stories. Those joyful tears. I hope you have enough tears in you, tears of change, to keep on doing it, because I'm sure this isn't the last success story that you're going to be choked up and it must be so gratifying just to you. I know you're giving of yourself, but it has to make you feel good that you're making a difference in these kids' lives.
I'm so happy about our team. It takes a team. I'm the quarterback, but it takes a team. I can't do this by myself.
Yeah.
But together, the volunteers, the board members, the staff, but the community as a whole coming together to say, listen, you're showing us results. We're going to get more results. We're going to help more kids, because kids are our future. And these kids didn't want to be homeless. They were homeless because they had to be homeless.
Interesting. Wow. you have to let it sink in and know that this is a real thing that's happening. This is actually happening. I hope that I can give some money or attend these concerts or all these things that you can do to help out. Doorsofchange.org. But they can feel good knowing that the stuff is real and it's actually making a difference.
Yeah.
To reiterate.
That's why, Dean, every year when people go to our concerts, they see new kids. They see the success stories. That really is because of our community. Our community supporting them, coming together. And the kids have to do the work. Yeah. Without working hard, they're not going to succeed. But they will work hard if they see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. For those watching the broadcast part, the video side, you can see Jeffrey has something on his ring finger. So is there a partner helping you out with all this as well?
Yes. Well, my wife has been wonderful. She has been so supportive and lets me do what I need to do because she knows it's for the right reason.
Yeah.
My grandfather, he was a 32nd degree Mason. He was the head guy. He had a gavel that he was the head guy of the Masons. And he showed me the importance of giving back to the community and to make a difference and not to be selfish. And so I've been doing this for 22 years because of my grandfather.
And so he wears, on the other hand, his grandfather's ring. That's awesome. Is it a Masonic ring that he has there?
Yes, it's a Masonic ring.
Yeah. Would I be right in saying that he's passed now? So
yes, yeah. He passed at 89, 28 years ago.
Wow. Back to your wife now. Did she start the organization with you? Was she right there from the start? I see. Okay.
No. I started it by myself. And thank God for Billy Joel, because I really just kept calling, saying, please, someone's got to help me. Yeah. And when he finally said yes, it's like, wow, And then when Elton John came on and said, yes, we're going to help this organization because they're doing the right thing for the right reason. It's so hard to trust today for the donors, for the musicians, and for the kids. It's hard to trust. But if you have integrity and you come through with your word, and now we've been doing this 22 years, people see this, they feel a little easier. And musicians, thank God, continue to sign things for us. And because they know that it's going to get kids off the streets and have a better life.
Yeah. And what specifically, those two artists, they've been around for 50 years or so. Even kids today, they know who they are. So it's like that's instant recognition. And somebody, wow, my parents love Billy Joel, or, that kind of thing. Sure. It doesn't matter who you are. They've heard of him.
One of the ones that really helped us a lot was B.B. King. He used to meet with me twice a year for 11 years, sign guitars, sign his Lucille's, and we raised $165,000 with his guitars. Wow. And we honored him at San Diego State about 12 years ago. And I actually had him meet the kids. So he met the kids. We had a BB King day, in San Diego. And he was very touched about, what he's helped do to get these kids a better life.
This is so great. Well, Jeffrey, I tell you what, sometimes I have to keep my jaw up because my jaw's dropping from some of the awesome numbers that you talk about and the success stories. It's really, you must be really proud and humbled at the same time of what you've been able to accomplish with this whole organization. Has it always been easy I know you had, there were a couple of times you talked about, Billy Joel was a good flashpoint to get this ball rolling, but have there been stumbling blocks along the way, and how did you get through that?
When you focus on not yourself, but focus on getting these homeless kids off the streets, it's been an amazing journey, because it's never about me. It's always about helping these kids. And so, you just have amazing kids you meet. When they trust you, you see them grow before you. You see them go to school, go to college, become attorneys. It's just amazing. It's been a remarkable 22 years.
Wow. And you can go on doorsofchange.org. There's all kinds of information. You can learn about what they do, how they help the homeless youth, success stories, just like we were talking about with Justine and Tyler.
Tyler, yeah.
Fantastic stories, and so many more. I won't spoil the surprise, but there's some, you're going to be quite impressed. How do people get involved besides that,
if you're in Southern California and you like good music and you want to see one of the success stories, probably our greatest success story of 22 years, going from the streets to becoming an attorney, a lawyer, graduating law school. That's an amazing accomplishment. Our September 9th concert with Ben Harper. He's a 3-time Grammy winner at UCSD Epstein Amphitheater. It's going to be amazing. And most importantly, is you come for the music, yes, but you come more importantly for the cause, and that you are doing something actively to say it's not right to have homeless youth in America. 3.5 million youth are homeless in America today. Yeah. 3.5 million youth. They're in Los Angeles, they're in Orange County, they're in San Diego, they're in Phoenix, they're everywhere. And so what we have found is by developing trust with them quickly, they ask for help. And we get help for them, all different things that they need, including mental health. Once we do that, we get housing for them. And we've housed 2,700 homeless youth, got them off the streets to become successful, productive citizens. We're very excited about that, very proud of that.
This is great, and people donations are gladly accepted. But it's more fun to go to a concert. You can pay some money there, go to this concert, and know that you're also enjoying yourself, and also the homeless youth who are attending are going to have a great time and be uplifted.
That's right. And if you're in a different area that you can't make it to the concert, and you're touched by hearing this interview, go to our website of doorsofchange.org. Be an Angel Team member, which means donate $11 a month, which is $132 a year or more, and get monthly contributions that you'll give us. It'll be automatic, and by doing that, we can continue to grow. We can continue to get more kids off the streets, which we did this past year, a record number of 349 youth we got housing in 1 year. We're very proud about that.
That's something to be proud of. I mean, I assume the other years were not as successful as that. I hope that in the next years to come, that number goes up some more. So,
we need to, because there's so many kids that are on the streets, not because they want to be on the streets, because they have to be on the streets. They've come from such dysfunctional families. It's not safe for them being home.
Yeah.
Or they're LGBTQ kids and they come out and their parents kick them out of the house. And so please help us help them have a better life. They have to work hard, but once they trust us, they will do, and they'll ask, how can I get off the streets? And we'll share with them how to get off the streets, and they will do it. So we appreciate your help. Doorsofchange.org to make any contribution. It will truly make a difference.
Okay. So, Jeffrey Sitkov, it was wonderful to talk to you. Please go to doorsofchange.org for more information. A real joy to talk with you. I didn't know this would be such an uplifting show, because we were talking about a subject that not everybody wants to talk about, or they feel helpless to help. And now they have some answers. And they can go to doorsofchange.org and take care of it. Take care of business, right? All the blessings on you, Jeffrey.
Thank you,
I have to applaud you. Thank you for coming on the show, and it's great to talk to you. You have a great day today, okay?
Take care.
Have a nice day today.
Bye-bye. Okay. Nice to meet you.
You too. Take care now.